Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Paul Womble, Polk County Emergency Management Director. We're here for our afternoon update on what's now major Category 5 Hurricane Milton. We'll give you a situation update, talk a little bit about what some of the things we've done today, about what the team in this building is doing to make sure our residents are safe and that the county is prepared to respond. As of earlier today, the National Hurricane Center did upgrade Milton to a strong Category 5 hurricane. But what does that mean for Polk County? Right now, the forecast from the Hurricane Center, Milton is forecast a weekend before it makes landfall, somewhere around Tampa Bay on Wednesday. For us here in Polk, we will start to expect some rain and winds beginning Tuesday night into Wednesday. Right now, the timing looks like the arrival of tropical storm force winds is Wednesday morning, and then by midday is when we expect the arrival of the strong tropical and then the hurricane force winds sometime Wednesday afternoon. Right now, forecast could be 75 to 95 miles per hour with gusts around 100 miles per hour. So what does that do? So those type of winds certainly will knock down trees. Those trees falling can damage buildings, damage your roof. They'll certainly knock down power lines. Expect power outages. That will not. That will happen as those power lines come down. Those trees can block the roads. Once the storm gets here, stay off the roads. You know, if you don't have to be out, which I'm not sure why you would at this point, especially in hurricane conditions, stay off the road. It will not be safe to move around. Those conditions, the hurricane force winds and the gusts, will be around until early Thursday morning, and then those conditions should not clear the county until sometime after lunch on Thursday. There's still a 5 to 10 inch rainfall forecast, which will cause flooding. There's no way to know for sure where that happens. Just if you get 10 or more inches of rain in any particular area, again, low-lying areas will flood. Potentially it will flood roads. There's no way to know if there's water over a roadway. You don't know if it's been washed out. You don't know if it's safe. So do not drive through water in the roads. Due to the demand, we know we've had a significant demand at our sandbag sites. We will have those sites open again for a half a day tomorrow from 8 o'clock until noon. Again, we know that several of the cities, City of Bartow, City of Lakeland, they have sites, sandbag sites as well. Talk about our shelters. Shelters will begin to open tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. for our 3 special needs shelters. Special needs shelters are for folks that have some type of medical equipment. Could be oxygen, could be a concentrator, or some other type of device that needs electricity to plug in to keep people alive and well. Citrus Connection is working to transport the folks that are pre-registered in our program, and we'll get those shelters open at 7 a.m. At noon tomorrow, the 16 other shelters, 3 that are pet friendly, 13 that are general population, those will open at noon. All of the shelters, the exact locations with the addresses are on our website at www.polk-county.net. They've been posted to social media, and we'll continue to update the website, update the social media as the storm gets closer. Again, monitor the forecast. Everything we do, all the emergency protective actions and the timings I've just described come from the National Hurricane Center and the National Weather Service forecast and their information. It could change, but the forecast itself, the track, and the timing as we get closer, it appears to be locked in. Polk County will be impacted by this storm. The Hurricane Center tells us this will be an unprecedented historic impact to the Tampa Bay region. Lots of storm surge on the coast, which thankfully we don't have here, but certainly our cousins just to the west and folks that were already impacted by Helene will be impacted again. But we've got a team full of folks in the building, from our elected and senior officials to our cities to volunteer agencies, the Sheriff's Department and Polk County Fire Rescue. They're ready to respond. And we have all those plans in place. So just know there's a building full of people here and the team in the Emergency Operations Center and all of our partners here in Polk County. We work closely together, we work very well together, and it's all to make sure that our citizens are ready and that we're ready to respond. And we also have started some initial recovery planning for post-storm recovery. So again, Polk County, our website, we keep that updated. You can find links to all of our social media, the sandbag sites, the shelter locations. So polk-county.net. With that, I'll take any questions in the room.
Nathan Waters, NW Photo Video, and we're at Up Close on YouTube is where we can be found. So a lot of people are asking, they have boats and stuff like that close to lakes. So are you seeing any kind of flooding around lakes or pools or anything that could potentially overflow into homes? Like, where are
the question is about lakes and pools. You know, with 5 to 10 inches of rain, or some areas may get over 10 inches of rain. If that happens in any one location, lakes could rise. We've been in contact with both South Florida and Southwest Florida Water Management District. We're monitoring lakes. We're certainly concerned about potential flooding in Bartow along the Peace River Basin, and we do have some plans in place with our partners. The city of Bartow monitors that level of the Peace River. We watch that, but there's just no way to know. But with that type of rainfall potential, we have flooding potential across the whole county.
Are we going to see anything like what we saw like up north or around the Panhandle as far as flooding goes, creeks?
Again, with every storm's different, but if we were to see 10 to 15 inches of rain in any one location or across Polk County, and it may take a day or two for rivers to react and water to flow from the north, we have to be prepared for potential flooding anywhere in the county.
Okay.
What do you expect in terms of power outages?
We certainly anticipate and expect power outages. Again, every storm's different, but in hurricanes in our past, we've seen as much as 90% of the county without power the next morning, maybe half the county without power the next morning. Again, we haven't seen a strong storm like this. When Hurricane Irma came over Polk County in 2017, it was a Category 1 storm, and the morning after the storm, it was 90+% of the county was without power. So we've talked to all our power companies today. Some of them are in the room. They're part of the team here, and they'll do everything they can to rapidly get that power restored. But we have to just be patient. Again, this is a regional impact. It's not just Polk County. We're focused on Polk County, but no, there's going to be impacts across our region and those type of services. It'll take some time to restore.
So have you been in contact with state and more other county officials as far as bringing in support, bringing in supplies, bringing in other power companies? Are they prepped to come in? And
so have we been in touch with state officials in other counties? Absolutely. We coordinate twice a day with the State Emergency Operations Center. We've had numerous calls with state agencies today, through this activation. We've had our elected delegation, House and Senate members either on the phone or in the building. We talk constantly with the other counties, so we're all ready to respond. We'll bring in those resources as necessary. We've already brought in several semi-loads of state-provided water and shelf-stable meals, prepackaged meals that we'll be able to quickly get out into the community. Once it's safe, that we can go out and do assessments. And again, that's the type of information we'll get out in the next couple of days after the storm. But people need to be self-sufficient. It may take 2 or 3 days after the storm. Are roads blocked? Are the facilities and locations where we would do that type of distribution, are they available? Do we need to move trees? Is it safe for vehicles? The Red Cross and Salvation Army, for example, they use mobile vehicles for mobile distribution. It's got to be safe for them to move around before we can start that type of recovery.
Do you have any recommendations for as far as people trying to get in and get food, get water, where they're trying to find water, like grocery stores? I know there's going to be a lot of infrastructure like crowding and if people who are trying to get out of the way of the path of the storm. As I know Davenport, Haines City, all that area is kind of really very heavy populated. So what would you recommend for these?
Yeah, we've had some reports yesterday and again today. There's been a lot of folks going to get gas in their cars, going to the grocery stores. Be patient. Everybody's trying to prepare. The arrival of the impacts, again, as long as the forecast does not change, you got all day tomorrow tonight and tomorrow to get that done. So there's no need to panic. But we've really got about another day or so to finish those preparations, make plans for your family. If you don't have those now, get them in place, because based on the current forecast, as of Wednesday morning, you know, early to mid-morning, and then through the day on Wednesday, that's going to be the time to hunker down and ride out the storm, and then we'll begin recovery as soon as it's safe.
Okay.
All right, any other questions? All right, thank you. We'll do this again at 10 a.m. tomorrow and again at 4:30 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Thank you for being here.